Rwenzori Mountain in western Uganda faces problems primarily driven by climate change, causing rapid glacier melt, increased floods, mudslides, food insecurity, among others. Human activities like deforestation, agriculture exacerbate these issues, leading to habitat loss and impacting local livelihoods. It's upon this background that People and Nature Rwenzori Mountains, a local non-governmental organization, came up with some solutions to help local communities cope with climate change impacts. Mumbere Jackson is the executive director.
The main purpose for this is to organize the communities in the Rwenzori Mountains who are solely depending on nature and the environment as their source of livelihoods. This was in response to the Paris Agreement of 2015, which Uganda is a signatory. The Paris requires us to develop adaptation measures and mitigation measures that reduces the level of climate change, that reduces the temperature from high-locating from 1.5 and above, but below. That is the requirement of the Paris Agreement. On Mount Rwenzori, climate change is increasing vulnerability because its effects is resulting to poverty, to flooding, to changes, climate change, where there is scarcity of food, where there is people just shifting from one place to another because of flooding and many other things. And therefore, you may not feel climate change if you are not in an area that its effect is vivid. Dear listeners, I want you to understand how the community in the hard to reach on Mount Rwenzori and hard to stay areas along the national parks are affected with the climate change. Climate change is increasing their vulnerability. It's pushing them on the wall because the changes in seasons is resulting in scarcity of food. Drought is resulting into kind of high temperature. And high temperature, of course, as you know, results into diseases and very many other things. Flooding is causing a lot of havoc to the community, in that it is destroying bridges. It becomes hard for people to move from one place to another in the village, to connect villages. Younger pupils don't go to school during that kind of flooding. Accessibility to health centers becomes impossible. The purpose why I want you understand how climate change affects the community in the hard to reach is for better planning. Take for instance, when it comes to rainy season, the community in the hard to reach, it's impossible for them to walk because the rivers overflood. They cannot move. Rivers have swept away the bridges. People don't move, not until the flooding ends. And you understand, moving from one place to another is a way for development, and especially taking produces to market, consulting each other. The causes of this climate change are humankind's activity. So, in planning, we have to focus on the humankind activity. The local communities, of course, are cutting down the trees for purposes of looking for charcoal, firewood, and many others as a source of livelihoods. Along the lakes and the national parks, they fish, they go in fishing, these small fish, for purposes of livelihoods. Now the question rises, for how long will these people continue destroying the environment and nature? There is a need for kind of special consideration for these people in the hard tree. Special consideration. Their problems are unique compared to the problems on the lowland. They are so unique. They are still using rudimentary kind of farming, which washes away the topsoils, which causes soil erosion.
Tree planting has been carried out to educate farmers on sustainable forestry practices on Mount Rwenzori in collaboration with the Obusinga Bwerenzururu and Kasese District local government.
I appeal to all stakeholders, including government and any other development actors, that planting a tree is one of the solutions. People and Nature organizes the community in planting trees. We have 3 nursery beds and distribute seedlings to the community freely. We support them in pitting. During when they have planted, we support them with the crop seed, which they intercrop in the trees, purposely to have the trees grow. We have grown trees. For those people who come to Kasese, if we reach in Kasese municipality and look at the top of the hill in Kasese municipality, there is that hill, the Royal Hill. You will see our project with the supporter of Air Ventures and partnership with the Kasese District local government and Obusinga Bwerenzururu, the cultural institution. We have managed to put in place that greening kind of environment you are seeing in the heart of Kasese municipality. Also, with the support of One Tree Planted, in partnership with cultural institution and Kasese District local government too, we have also managed to put up, to grow some other trees at Rwenzori. Rwenzori is a small hill located towards the way to Kagan Hospital. And with the support of our partners, that Take Stay Uganda, we have also managed to plant other trees at Kaguli Soke in Nyachiyumbu sub-county.
My name is Muhindo Julius, an appointed Minister of Tourism, Environment and Disaster Mitigation. I have come to witness the growing of trees on this place, and I'm very happy because it is in harmony with the principles and the goals and objectives of the Obusinga Bwerenzururu. And that's why I'm very happy that I found this activity going on. So the importance of tree planting. Tree planting is very important to humanity. Why? Because every living thing, including human beings, we need a cool environment, not a very hot one. And so when we grow trees, we are making the place so cool enough so that we can live. Secondly, the growing of trees keeps the environment cool to the extent of formation of glaciers on the mountains. Sometime back, glaciers were in plenty on the hills, on the and the hills of the mountains of Rwenzori. But right now you cannot see the glaciers just because people have cut down trees for purposes, various purposes, and therefore the hills and valleys are bare now. And this brings in the temperatures to grow high, and therefore even the ecosystem the biodiversity is getting destroyed because of the temperatures growing higher and higher. For when we grow more trees, we are now bringing down the temperatures so that the ecosystem, especially the biodiversity, can come back, can continue to live. Trees and all living things can continue to live, including even human beings. That's why planting trees is very, very important. And that's why His Majesty Charles Wesley Mumbere has appointed a special ministry responsible for environment and therefore responsible for tourism. The Obusingabo Rwenzori is highly committed on the point that people should grow more trees so that the environment can be kept on a balance. I'm using this platform, this opportunity, to send this message to everybody, all people, male and female, children, young and old, to engage in the activity of planting trees around homesteads, everywhere on the hills. People should grow trees so that our environment can be so conducive for us to live and for our children who will come after us to live peacefully.
I would like to thank people and nature, Rwenzori, as well as LATEC, who have taken up the initiative of growing trees on the hills within Konzo West through partnerships and organizations that come in to support the district. They have been able to sensitize the communities that it is actually possible to have crops as well as trees surviving together. And currently we are here today to start off the project of tree planting, and with the help of people and nature, they have come together to grow trees on this bare hill. Now, Kasese district has had several challenges as a result of climate change. We've suffered floods, poor agricultural methods. Most of the people still clear land before they plant. And growing trees has come in as a timely intervention simply because the people are now appreciating that trees and crops can coexist.
People and nature, Rwenzori Mountain also supports rural communities through enhancing their living conditions by putting up ventures like beekeeping and coffee farming.
My name is Astaluzi Kahinda. I'm also a member of People and Nature Organization. It encouraged us to do coffee business, and as a group we are doing trading in coffee. But we have challenges of price fluctuation and also pests and diseases on the farm. We ask government to extend extension services to us so that we are able to manage these production and marketing challenges. I also request the government to give us better prices so that as farmers we can also be able to earn meaningful income. It can help us solve our internal and family challenges. My name is Miriam Masereka, a coffee farmer and a member of People and Nature Organization. As a coffee farmer, we experience so many challenges ranging from coffee low prices, coffee pests and diseases, and also challenges to do with post-harvest management. But I'm very grateful for this organization, People and Nature. It was able to supply us with free coffee seedlings. It also provided us free tree seedlings to integrate into coffee, and also it was able to provide us with beehives. At the moment, honey is working as an alternative source of income. We've started harvesting and we are earning some money to help us address our family challenges.
We also provide the community with beehives. We're doing all this as an alternative way of sourcing livelihood resources, because it is that sourcing of livelihood that makes these people tempted to cut down the trees and or destroy the environment by a means by way of collecting stones, by way of selling maram, by way of doing anything the way they want to the nature. People and Nature appeals to all of you that climate change is real and it's a responsibility of all of us, that we should fight, we should contribute to climate change reduction. If you sit without a contribution, climate change is running faster than we people organize ourselves.
By promoting the coexistence of communities with nature, as People and Nature Rwenzori Mountains does, together we can build a resilient future for people and ecosystems in Uganda.